Hello everyone and welcome to the Dirt Floor Fab YouTube channel. Today we're going to be kind of discussing why I'm going to a Powerglide, showing you guys what the car looks like with the 400 setup in it, how much room I have in the tunnel under the car, and discussing the reasons why I'm changing. Discussing the reasons why I'm changing. Should be pretty self-explanatory. A lot of people that do race know Powerglide is lighter, less space, and it takes less horsepower to turn it. So those are kind of the main factors. But we'll show you the underside of the car, and then hopefully we'll get the Powerglide shoved in there and show you guys what the differences are, and a couple other things that we run into. So there's a couple things to consider when you're trying to select a trans for a car that you're going to potentially drag race. These are the two main ones. Now that people are finding the necessity to have an overdrive, they're going with a 4L80, which I also have one of those, but I'm not going to take it out. Powerglide here on my right, and a 400 here on my left. As you guys know and have followed the build, this came out of the A-bomb, and this is going in the A-bomb. Some of the factors that you're going to want to think about, and why I've kicked myself for not going with a Powerglide from the start, and people had told me I should, but I didn't listen, and it's just, I guess, part of the learning curve. But Powerglide's going to free up quite a bit of horsepower. They say anywhere from 20 to 30 horsepower just from doing this swap, from the 400 to this. Most of that is the rotational mass. You can see on this 400, there's a lot of extra weight, where in the Powerglide only has, this much rotational mass. And basically there's one clutch pack, and then a planetary set here, and then the low clutch pack is in the back here, and that's actually in the case. It's not housed in the clutch. There are two clutch packs, or two drums, I guess, and then a planetary in this, so it's more rotational weight. The parts in a 400 are heavier as opposed to this. They say a Powerglide 176 gear set, which is a helical cut gear set that they came with from factory, is good enough to hold like 700, 800 to the tire. This is pretty much stock, and it's built to hold, it's got mostly stock internals. This is built to hold around 1,000. So out of box, the 400 is quite a bit beefier than I would say this is. All that really has in it is, besides for just going through it and being all renewed, it has a 80E, a 4L80E drum and sprag in it, and then it's got aluminum pistons, which are the applied pistons that work inside the drum. So a lot of the reason I'm going with the Powerglide is for weight. Secondly, to show more of the power that we're making through the engine. Thirdly, if you guys have watched the channel and the build series, this is literally the only thing I haven't done to the car. I haven't ever really wanted to get into automatic transmission stuff, but I really don't have anything to complain about. This has been flawless the whole time, and the guy I have do it is very good, but it's something that I would like to be able to work my way through, and I feel like a Glide is where to start with that. It's cheaper to build. The parts are more available. A lot of people use them. From the rule of thumb that I've always heard, if you have a car that's below 3,400 pounds weight, race weight with everything in it, you want to go with a Glide. If you have a car that's 3,400 pounds and above, then you want to go with 400. And there's things with tire size and other limitations in there. If you have something that makes 200 horse, that's going to kill a lot of power as compared to this. The only benefit to the 400 is once you start making really, really big power, which I'm probably never going to make the type of power where I would need a starting line ratio of like a 1.5. You can get a 180 and a 169 gear set in these that's fairly standard, and you can buy them about $1,000 for the gear set. This comes with 240 first gear, which is the hindrance of it. It's got too much starting line ratio, so you have to run really low. Like I was running a 327 or really long gear. I'm gonna run like a 355 with this and a 180 gear set, so I'll have a better starting line ratio, and I'll be able to move down to a 169 gear set if I make over 1,000, which I don't think I ever will, but I didn't think I was going to be going to a Powerglide either, so this is going to free up a lot of room. This is going to free up a lot of weight, as opposed to that. It's going to free up a few horsepower, and the thing that I'm mostly looking forward to is learning how to assemble this and being self-reliant on every aspect of the car. So we'll go ahead and throw this in, bolt it up to that, throw it in, and see how it fits. So there's a few obvious reasons you'd want to run a Powerglide. As you can see, it's kind of cramped down here. It'll actually free up some ton of room, which isn't super important once it's in, but one of the biggest deciding factors for me anyways is I'll be able to get more horsepower out of the same setup, and I will drop some weight in the process of doing so. Alright guys, so here's the Glide kind of hastily jammed into place. You can see there's a lot more room. Up beside the tranny, you can see the bell housing from here, and I've kind of got it just kind of rigged into place. I was hoping that these holes are uniform on either side, and they're not, because the 400, I had that thing sitting out the back, and the mount was right here. So I'm gonna have to build something, flip it around, make a template of this, and then build a mount for it. It's about where it's gonna sit, where it is. So should drop like 60 pounds, 60 I would guess or so, and then like I said, pick up some more horsepower. Obviously I'm going to have this trans built. I'm just using it for mock-up, but so guys, this is pretty much the finished product of what I got. I've got to make a mount that goes off this side. Obviously I've got some more of this tubing that I made it out of there. It's just 4x4 I think it's 083 wall structural steel, but I'm gonna make a mount off the front. As I was saying, the Turbo 400 mount is back. This would be orientated as this is the rear of the car, that's the front. So the mount hangs off the back. On the Powerglide, it's up here. So I just got to make a mount off there, but I need to get a yoke and stuff for my trans to make sure I'm going to have tunnel clearance with a 1350. So we'll go ahead and end the video here, and hopefully you guys learned something from it. I appreciate you guys following the build, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.